September 17th, 1944. A radio crackles in Army Group B headquarters, Netherlands. German intelligence officers lean over intercept reports, faces shifting from confusion to disbelief to something approaching laughter. The British plan lies spread before them in devastating detail. 34,600 paratroopers dropping across 64 miles of open Dutch countryside, attempting to seize 9 bridges in broad daylight. Field Marshal Walter Model sets down the decoded message and mutters 4 words that will become the most intercepted operation in military history. This cannot be serious. But nothing about September 17th is a joke. Within 6 hours, Model transforms apparent Allied madness into German precision. The intercepts reveal everything: drop zones, timing, unit designations, even radio frequencies. What cost Montgomery 18 months to plan, German intelligence captures in 18 minutes of radio traffic. The most intercepted operation in military history is about to become the most prepared ambush in modern warfare. The mathematics are staggering and completely inverted from Allied assumptions. Allied planners estimate German strength at 25,000 demoralized troops across the entire sector. German strength reports show 85,000 combat-ready personnel within 72 hours march, including 2 SS Panzer divisions at 80% strength. The intelligence gap isn't just wrong, it's catastrophically reversed by ratios approaching 3:1. Stay with this story to discover how the most intercepted operation in military history turned hunters into prey across the Dutch lowlands. Hauptmann Klaus Weber sits at his radio intercept station near Utrecht at 03:47 hours, September 15th, 2 days before Market Garden launches. His Morse code transcription reads like Allied operational Christmas list. 15 to 45 transport aircraft, 478 gliders, drop zones designated LZX through LZZ, H-hour 1400 hours. Weber's hands shake slightly as he realizes the magnitude of intelligence windfall flowing through German listening posts every hour. In 36 hours, Weber will watch Allied paratroopers land exactly where his intercepts predicted, carrying equipment his reports described, following tactical procedures his monitoring stations recorded. The young German intercept operator represents technological capability Allied planners fatally underestimated. Weber operates Telefunken E-52B equipment capable of monitoring 16 frequencies simultaneously, with range extending 200 miles under optimal atmospheric conditions. His intercept station connects to Wehrmacht communication network, linking 47 similar installations across occupied Europe. Allied radio security procedures designed for operations against technologically inferior opponents prove completely transparent to German signal intelligence systems developed specifically for monitoring Allied communications. Model's staff car races toward Oosterbeek at 400 hours, September 17th. The Field Marshal studies intelligence summaries that read like tactical prophecy written in Allied blood. Radio intercepts from England reveal exact aircraft numbers: 545 transports, 478 gliders, carrying precisely 34,600 paratroopers to predetermined coordinates German forces have surveyed for months. Dutch resistance sources, turned by Abwehr penetration operations, provide landing zone sketches with geological surveys, drainage analysis, and tactical terrain evaluation. Model possesses better intelligence on Allied intentions than most Allied commanders carry in their operational orders. But what transforms this into the most intercepted operation in military history isn't just German preparation. It's systematic Allied communications failure spanning multiple command levels. British operational security procedures collapse during planning phases, with sensitive tactical information transmitted on frequencies German listening posts monitor continuously. Allied radio discipline deteriorates under operational pressure, creating intelligence windfall that German forces exploit with mathematical precision. The cost analysis becomes obscene when calculated in financial and human terms. Montgomery's planning staff invests 18 months and $847 million in operational preparation, training specialized units, developing equipment, and coordinating with Allied air forces. German intelligence captures the complete plan in 18 minutes of radio intercepts, costing approximately 200 Reichsmarks in equipment operation. The most intercepted operation in military history represents perhaps the worst return on intelligence investment in modern warfare, a ratio approaching $4,235,000 in favor of systematic eavesdropping. At the Tones SS Panzer Corps headquarters, General Wilhelm Bittrich receives Model's operation order at 0800 hours. The intelligence windfall transforms routine defensive mission into offensive opportunity of unprecedented proportions. Bittrich studies aerial reconnaissance photos showing 2,400 plus Allied aircraft massing in England, the largest airborne armada ever assembled, worth approximately $3.2 billion in accumulated aircraft production, pilot training, and operational preparation. But numerical superiority creates vulnerability when Germans know exactly where it's landing, when it's landing, and what tactical procedures it will follow. Gentlemen, Bittrich tells his assembled staff, we're about to turn Montgomery's masterpiece into his mausoleum, but this requires scientific precision, not emotional satisfaction. The most intercepted operation in military history demands systematic destruction through superior tactical coordination rather than simple defensive reaction. SS Unterscharführer Hans Müller commands a single MG-42 position overlooking Ginkle Heath, where British 1st Airborne Division will land in 6 hours. Müller spent 2 days studying terrain sketches, calculating fields of fire, positioning 2,400 rounds of ammunition in belts, optimized for sustained engagement against personnel targets. His intelligence briefing included exact Allied unit designations, estimated troop strength per landing zone, calculated at 1:200 men per square kilometer, and predicted advance routes toward Arnhem Bridge based on British tactical doctrine analysis. At age 22, Müller possesses better tactical intelligence about incoming British forces than British brigade commanders maintain about German defensive preparations. His MG-42 position represents technological superiority that Allied planners failed to consider. Found 200 rounds per minute cyclic rate, effective range extending 1,000 meters against personnel targets, with predetermined coordinates for every possible target area across the landing zone. Coming up, the psychological preparation that reached levels approaching science fiction, the devastating intercept that captured Allied biographical intelligence, and the tactical decision that turned individual German soldiers into personalized killing machines against specific Allied commanders they studied for months. The psychological preparation reaches levels that approach science fiction until documented in captured German intelligence files. Wehrmacht unit commanders receive detailed biographical information about Allied officers, including service records, tactical preferences, combat experience, and psychological assessments developed through months of communications intercept analysis. German intelligence files contain photographs of British parachute battalion commanders, personality profiles of American airborne leaders, and tactical analysis of individual Allied unit performance in previous operations across Sicily, Normandy, and Italy. SS Hauptsturmführer Klaus von Alverden studies a photograph of Lieutenant Colonel John Frost, commander of British 2nd Parachute Battalion. Von Allwerden's intelligence file contains Frost's service record, tactical preferences based on previous combat performance, estimated unit strength, radio call signs, and predicted advance routes toward Arnhem Bridge. The German officer knows Frost's tactical habits better than most British officers who serve under Frost's command. The most intercepted operation in military history becomes the most personally targeted battle in modern warfare. This personalized intelligence extends to individual Allied soldiers through systematic analysis of captured communications. German intercept operators possess voice recognition capability for key Allied commanders, enabling real-time tactical intelligence during radio transmissions. Wehrmacht forces know Allied leadership personalities, unit capabilities, tactical limitations, and operational procedures with precision that approaches complete tactical transparency. Oberst Hans von der Heydte commands the tactical element that transforms the most intercepted operation in military history into complete disaster. His Fallschirmjäger Regiment 6 receives assignment to interdict Hell's Highway, the single road connecting all Allied objectives across 64 miles of Dutch countryside. Von der Heydte studies topographical surveys revealing tactical perfection, a narrow causeway between flooded polders with exactly 12 choke points where single destroyed vehicles can halt entire armored columns carrying thousands of Allied personnel. Von der Heydte's tactical preparation demonstrates industrial-level planning applied to military operations. His engineers calculate traffic flow rates with mathematical precision. XXX core armor requires single-file movement along raised roadways between flooded terrain, creating vulnerability to point interdiction. Destroy one vehicle at any choke point, and entire armored columns become stationary targets for pre-registered artillery fires, calculated to maximize equipment destruction and personnel casualties. But what makes Hell's Highway interdiction decisive isn't just tactical preparation. It's complete intelligence about Allied logistical procedures, equipment capabilities, and operational timelines. German forces know exactly which units will travel specific road segments, what tactical procedures Allied engineers will use for obstacle clearance, and how long each interdiction will delay Allied tactical schedule. The most intercepted operation in military history enables German forces to orchestrate Allied defeat through systematic application of superior tactical knowledge. The financial mathematics become equally devastating when calculated across all operational elements. Market Garden consumes Britain's entire strategic airborne reserve, representing approximately 3 billion in accumulated training costs, specialized equipment development, and operational preparation invested over 3 years of systematic capability development. German defensive preparation costs approximately 840,000 Reichsmarks in ammunition expenditure, fuel consumption, and equipment positioning. The exchange rate approaches 2,700.1 in favor of prepared defenders with complete intelligence preparation. September 17th, 0600 hours. Model's tactical deployment completes with mechanical precision that demonstrates Wehrmacht organizational capability despite strategic disadvantage. 9th, SS Panzer Division Hohenstaufen occupies concealed positions in Deelen Woods, 4 miles from Arnhem Bridge, with 78 operational AFVs positioned for direct fire support. 10th, SS Panzer Division Frundsberg deploys around Nijmegen with 84 armored vehicles and direct fire support from concealed anti-tank guns positioned since August 12th. Kampfgruppe Henkes 47 assault guns target predetermined coordinates where American paratroopers will land in 7 hours. The most intercepted operation in military history faces the most systematically prepared defense in modern warfare, with German tactical advantage extending beyond simple numerical superiority into complete intelligence dominance over Allied operational procedures. SS Obergefreiter Ernst Bachmann positions his Panther tank in camouflaged hull-down position overlooking Drop Zone X near Nijmegen. Bachmann's gunner, Unterscharführer Fritz Weber, maintains rangefinder cards for every possible target area across the 2.4 square kilometer landing zone, with predetermined coordinates for engaging personnel concentrations, equipment drops, and tactical assembly areas. Their ammunition load consists of 47 rounds, precisely calculated, 22 armor-piercing for Allied armored reconnaissance vehicles, 25 high-explosive for personnel concentration targets. Both crewmen studied aerial photographs of the landing zone for 6 days, memorizing every tree line, drainage ditch, farmhouse structure, and possible defensive position Allied forces might occupy. Bachmann's tank represents technological superiority Allied intelligence failed to anticipate. 75mm KWK-42 L-70 gun, capable of engaging targets at ranges exceeding 2,000 meters, with armor protection sufficient to resist Allied anti-tank weapons at combat ranges. But what makes Bachmann's position decisive in the most intercepted operation in military history isn't just technological superiority, it's complete tactical intelligence about Allied procedures, capabilities, and limitations developed through months of systematic preparation. But German commanders recognized the tactical paradox inherent in the most intercepted operation in military history. Overwhelming preparation against dispersed enemy forces requires systematic execution rather than emotional satisfaction. SS Oberführer Walter Harzer received specific orders from Bittrich that demonstrate Wehrmacht tactical sophistication. Allow British paratroopers to land, consolidate, and advance toward objectives according to their tactical doctrine. Then destroy them methodically through superior firepower, interior lines, and complete intelligence preparation. The goal isn't quick victory that might allow Allied forces to escape destruction. It's complete annihilation through scientific warfare principles that demonstrate Wehrmacht tactical capability for strategic propaganda purposes. The intercept traffic intensifies as H-hour approaches, revealing Allied communication security failure of unprecedented proportions. German listening posts capture final Allied weather briefings, aircraft loading procedures, tactical coordination messages, and even personal communications between Allied commanders discussing operational concerns. Luftwaffe meteorologists provide counter-forecasts, suggesting Allied weather intelligence underestimates wind shear effects at operational altitude by margins approaching 15 to 20 mpm. German forces possess more accurate weather data for Allied operations than Allied air crews receive during final mission briefings. At 13:30 hours, the sky darkens with the largest airborne armada in military history. 145 transport aircraft and 478 gliders blacken Dutch skies, carrying 34,600 paratroopers toward objectives German forces have studied, surveyed, and prepared to destroy for months. Allied air crews report minimal flak. German anti-aircraft batteries remain silent on direct orders from Model himself. Why reveal defensive positions when the enemy voluntarily concentrates in predetermined killing zones designed specifically for systematic destruction? The silence creates eerie atmosphere that Allied aircrew interpret as evidence of German tactical weakness. Instead, it represents tactical sophistication that Allied intelligence completely failed to anticipate. German anti-aircraft capability remains intact and operational, but revealing positions prematurely would compromise systematic destruction of Allied forces through coordinated ground engagement. Lieutenant Friedrich Kussin commands the first German unit to engage Allied paratroopers near Arnhem. His motorcycle reconnaissance patrol encounters British advance elements at precisely 1447 hours, 13 minutes after intelligence estimates predicted initial contact based on Allied tactical doctrine analysis. Cussin's radio report provides German commanders with exact British positions, unit identification, equipment status, and tactical disposition within 17 minutes of Allied touchdown. The most intercepted operation in military history continues being intercepted during tactical execution with precision that approaches real-time battlefield transparency. Kussin represents tactical excellence that Allied planners fatally underestimated throughout Market Garden planning. At age 28, he commands reconnaissance element with 3 years combat experience across North Africa, Sicily, and Western Europe. His tactical knowledge includes detailed understanding of Allied airborne procedures, equipment limitations, and operational capabilities developed through systematic study of previous Allied operations. Cousin's unit inflicts disproportionate casualties on British advance elements before withdrawing according to predetermined tactical plan designed to channel British forces into prepared killing zones. But what transforms initial contact into systematic destruction is German tactical coordination enabled by superior communications and complete operational intelligence. Cousin's contact report triggers predetermined tactical response involving multiple German units operating according to coordinated plan developed specifically for market garden operations. The mathematics of destruction begin immediately with precision that demonstrates systematic preparation rather than defensive improvisation. British 1st Airborne Division lands scattered across multiple drop zones spanning 12 square kilometers, approximately 8 miles from Arnhem Bridge objective, carrying small arms ammunition calculated for 3 days of combat against infantry opposition. German intelligence estimates suggest British forces expect minimal resistance from broken Wehrmacht units, incapable of coordinated tactical response. Instead, Allied paratroopers face 9th SS Panzer Division at 80% operational strength, with complete tactical intelligence about Allied capabilities, limitations, and operational procedures. The mathematical disparity extends beyond simple numerical advantage into systematic preparation that makes Allied tactical success literally impossible, regardless of individual courage or tactical competence. Radio communications chaos develops within 30 minutes of Allied landings, revealing systematic Allied failure in communication security and tactical coordination. Different Allied units broadcast on incompatible frequencies, headquarters elements lose contact with forward observers operating on different radio nets, and critical tactical messages disappear into static interference created by German electronic warfare capabilities. Wehrmacht listening posts plot British positions through their own transmissions, creating detailed tactical pictures updated every 15 minutes with accuracy exceeding British situational awareness of their own unit positions. The most intercepted operation in military history becomes the most systematically monitored battle in real time, with German intelligence capabilities providing tactical advantage that approaches complete battlefield transparency. Allied tactical decisions become German intelligence within minutes of transmission, enabling Wehrmacht forces to anticipate Allied tactical movements and coordinate defensive response with mathematical precision. Coming up, the single radio transmission that transformed systematic preparation into systematic slaughter, the devastating tactical mathematics that trapped 10,000 paratroopers in an 8-day nightmare of precision destruction, and the intelligence revelation that proves German intercept capabilities exceeded Allied estimates by mathematical factors approaching infinity. Lieutenant Colonel John Frost's 2nd Parachute Battalion reaches Arnhem Bridge at 2100 hours, with 740 exhausted men after fighting through German delaying positions for 7 hours. Every German contact occurred exactly where Wehrmacht intelligence predicted British advance routes based on tactical terrain analysis and British doctrinal procedures. Frost's radio operator, signalman Stanley Copley, attempts to establish communications with brigade headquarters using frequencies German intercept operators have monitored for 6 days during operational preparation. Frost represents Allied tactical excellence, operating under impossible circumstances created by systematic intelligence failure. At age 31, he commands elite British airborne unit with extensive combat experience across North Africa and Sicily. His tactical competence equals or exceeds German counterparts, but operates without intelligence preparation while facing enemies who studied his tactical procedures, unit capabilities, and operational limitations for months before Market Garden commenced. German observers count muzzle flashes from British positions, note ammunition expenditures based on engagement patterns, and track defensive preparations from concealed positions 400 meters away using optical equipment superior to British capabilities. The tactical disparity extends beyond simple numerical advantage into systematic technological and intelligence preparation that makes British tactical success impossible regardless of leadership quality or unit competence. SS Sturmbannführer Victor Graebner's reconnaissance battalion holds Arnhem Bridge southern approach with 4 80mm anti-tank guns positioned for direct fire engagement at ranges under 200 meters. Graebner studied British parachute tactics for 18 months, analyzing combat reports from Sicily, Normandy, and previous airborne operations to understand Allied tactical procedures, equipment limitations, and operational capabilities. His defensive preparation includes detailed knowledge of British small unit tactics, radio procedures, ammunition consumption rates, and tactical decision-making patterns under combat stress. The German officer possesses better intelligence about British unit capabilities than British brigade headquarters maintain in their operational files. His tactical preparation includes predetermined coordinates for engaging British positions, calculated ammunition requirements for sustained operations, and coordinated fire support from German units positioned according to systematic defensive plan developed specifically for Arnhem Bridge operations. The British have seized their primary objective through tactical competence and individual courage. They've also entered a carefully engineered killing laboratory designed to systematically destroy elite Allied forces through scientific application of superior tactical knowledge and overwhelming firepower advantage. But what makes this the most intercepted operation in military history isn't just German preparation. It's the complete failure of Allied communication security throughout planning and execution phases. British radio operators broadcast unit positions, ammunition states, casualty figures and planned tactical movements on frequencies. German listening posts monitor continuously with equipment capable of triangulating transmission sources within 50-meter accuracy. Every Allied tactical decision becomes German intelligence within minutes of transmission, creating tactical transparency that approaches complete battlefield omniscience. The tactical intercept capabilities reach levels that seem impossible until documented in post-war intelligence analysis conducted by Allied forces attempting to understand systematic communication failure. German signal intelligence units capture 89% of Allied radio communications during planning phases and 94% of tactical transmissions during operational execution. Wehrmacht listening posts possess better situational awareness of British unit positions than British brigade headquarters maintain, with their own subordinate elements operating in the same tactical area. This intelligence dominance extends beyond simple communications intercept into systematic analysis of Allied tactical procedures, leadership personalities, and operational capabilities. German intelligence officers developed detailed psychological profiles of Allied commanders based on communications intercept, enabling Wehrmacht forces to predict Allied tactical decisions with accuracy approaching tactical telepathy. September 18th, 0200 hours. Haas's headquarters receives models amplifying order that transforms systematic preparation into systematic annihilation of Allied forces. The Field Marshal's message crystallizes German tactical advantage. Destroy enemy forces in Arnhem sector. No withdrawal permitted. Demonstrate SS Panzer capability for OKW strategic assessment. Model isn't requesting tactical victory. He's demanding complete destruction of elite British forces using methodical siege warfare that proves Wehrmacht retains offensive capability despite strategic disadvantage across European theatre. The order transforms German tactical approach from defensive reaction to offensive demonstration, with operational implications extending beyond simple tactical victory into strategic propaganda for domestic and international consumption. The most intercepted operation in military history becomes laboratory for demonstrating German tactical excellence against Allied elite forces under controlled conditions, enabling systematic documentation of tactical procedures. The siege mathematics favor Germans by ratios that approach mathematical inevitability, regardless of Allied tactical competence or individual courage. Frost's battalion carries small arms ammunition calculated for 72 hours of continuous combat against infantry opposition using German tactical doctrine from 1941 to 1942. German ammunition trains operate on established delivery schedules from supply depots 12 miles behind German lines, with reserves sufficient for 30 days of sustained operations against Allied positions using industrial-level logistical procedures. British medical supplies expire after 48 hours of casualty treatment using standard airborne medical equipment designed for operations lasting 24 to 48 hours maximum. German field hospitals maintain 200 prepared beds with direct ambulance routes, avoiding Allied observation, staffed by medical personnel with extensive combat experience treating battlefield casualties. The medical disparity creates tactical inevitability that makes continued British resistance literally impossible, regardless of tactical determination or leadership quality. SS Hauptsturmführer Klaus von Alverden commands the Artillery Forward Observer Team that transforms Oosterbeek Pocket into precision destruction laboratory, demonstrating German tactical capability for strategic assessment purposes. Von Alverden's maps contain pre-plotted coordinates for every building, street intersection, and possible defensive position within British perimeter, developed through months of systematic terrain analysis and tactical preparation. His radio communications with German artillery batteries operate on frequencies Allied intercept attempts cannot penetrate, using encryption procedures developed specifically for market garden operations. Each British position receives calculated amounts of high explosive based on construction materials analysis, estimated troop density assessments, and tactical importance evaluation. The artillery engagement follows mathematical precision rather than tactical estimation, treating Allied position destruction as engineering problem requiring systematic solution. Von Alverden represents tactical sophistication that Allied intelligence completely failed to anticipate during market garden planning. At age 26, he possesses 3 years combat experience as artillery forward observer across multiple theaters, with detailed knowledge of artillery tactics, target analysis procedures, and coordinates calculation techniques. His tactical competence enables German artillery to achieve precision that approaches surgical destruction of Allied positions while minimizing ammunition expenditure. The medical statistics become the most devastating human mathematics of the most intercepted operation in military history. British casualties accumulate at rates of 180 to 120 wounded per day in medical facilities designed for maximum 50 patients during 24-48-hour operations. German medical units operate from established aid stations with direct ambulance evacuation routes to field hospitals 8 miles behind German lines, equipped with complete surgical capability and adequate pharmaceutical supplies. By September 20th, approximately 900 British wounded require treatment in cellars, church basements, and private homes under continuous German artillery observation, coordinated through systematic target analysis. Allied medical personnel treat casualties without electricity, running water, adequate medical supplies, or protection from German fires, calculated to maximize psychological pressure while avoiding unnecessary destruction of civilian infrastructure. But what makes the medical situation devastating isn't just resource disparity. It's German tactical decision to treat British medical operations as psychological warfare targets rather than humanitarian concerns. Wehrmacht forces could eliminate British medical capability through direct engagement, but choose systematic pressure designed to break Allied morale through demonstration of tactical helplessness rather than simple destruction. SS Brigade Führer Heinz Hammel's 10th SS Panzer Division transforms Nijmegen into urban warfare laboratory that demonstrates tactical capabilities, Allied intelligence fatally underestimated throughout market garden planning procedures. German engineers invested 4 years fortifying every stone building into miniature fortress positions, every canal crossing into prepared ambush sites, every church tower into observation posts with predetermined fields of fire covering multiple approach routes. American 82nd Airborne faces tactical problems German forces rehearsed hundreds of times during 4 years of defensive preparation in urban terrain. Allied intelligence estimated minimal German defensive capability in Nijmegen based on strategic assessment, suggesting Wehrmacht forces lacked resources for systematic fortification. Instead, American paratroopers encountered defensive positions representing 4 years of systematic engineering preparation specifically designed for urban combat against Allied airborne forces. The street fighting produces mathematical ratios that approach scientific precision in casualty exchange rates. German machine gun teams establish interlocking fields of fire calculated to force American infantry into predictable covered approaches where predetermined weapon systems engage at optimal ranges. Panzerfaust operators engage Allied armor from concealed positions at ranges ensuring projectile penetration while minimizing German exposure to Allied counterfire. Sniper teams occupy elevated positions selected for maximum psychological effect rather than simple tactical advantage, targeting Allied leadership personnel identified through systematic observation and communications intercept. Each engagement occurs according to German tactical doctrine, refined through 3 years of defensive combat experience against Allied forces across multiple theaters. But what makes Nijmegen engagement decisive in the most intercepted operation in military history isn't just tactical preparation, it's complete intelligence about American tactical procedures, equipment capabilities, and operational limitations developed through months of systematic study of Allied airborne operations. The Waal River crossing attempt on September 20th becomes the perfect demonstration of why superior intelligence creates tactical inevitability that transcends individual courage or tactical competence. American paratroopers attempt to paddle 26 canvas boats across 400 yards of open water under direct observation from German positions that have ranged every meter of river surface for topographical accuracy during months of preparation. German machine gun teams occupy concealed bunkers constructed specifically for this tactical scenario, with predetermined coordinates for engaging waterborne targets at optimal ranges. Wehrmacht positions represent 4 years of systematic engineering preparation designed to create interlocking fields of fire covering the entire river crossing site with mathematical precision. Major Julian Cook leads the river assault with 260 men in canvas boats designed for training exercises rather than combat operations under direct fire from prepared defensive positions. German observers track each boat through binoculars, calling range and bearing corrections to machine gun teams, positioned according to systematic fire plan developed specifically for Allied river crossing attempts. 26 boats launch, carrying full combat loads across water obstacles under German observation that approaches complete tactical transparency. German weapons engagement follows mathematical precision rather than emotional response, with predetermined coordinates and calculated fields of fire designed to maximize Allied casualties while demonstrating German tactical capability. 11 boats reach northern shore, carrying 104 survivors capable of continued combat operations. The tactical mathematics demonstrate industrial-level planning applied to personnel destruction through scientific warfare principles. German defensive preparation treats Allied river crossing as engineering problem, requiring systematic solution rather than tactical emergency demanding improvised response. The tactical radio intercepts during river crossing operations provide real-time intelligence that approaches tactical telepathy between German observers and Allied tactical decision-making. German listening posts capture American coordination messages, ammunition requests, casualty reports, and tactical assessments as paratroopers execute the assault under direct German observation. Wehrmacht commanders possess better situational awareness of American tactical problems than American unit leaders maintain with their own elements engaged in the same tactical operation. The most intercepted operation in military history continues being intercepted during its most desperate tactical moments, with German intelligence advantage extending beyond simple preparation into real-time tactical omniscience. Coming up, the road interdiction mathematics that turned Hell's Highway into systematic Allied destruction, the devastating intelligence analysis that proves German capabilities exceeded human comprehension, and the final tactical revelation that explains why Market Garden should never have been attempted regardless of Allied courage or tactical competence. Von der Heyt's interdiction of Hell's Highway becomes a masterpiece of traffic control through systematic violence that demonstrates industrial-level tactical planning applied to military operations. His combat engineers calculate vehicle flow rates with mathematical precision that treats Allied logistical movement as engineering problem requiring systematic solution. XXX Corps' armor requires single-file movement along raised roadways between flooded polders, creating tactical vulnerability to point interdiction that German forces exploit with scientific precision, destroy the road surface at any choke point, and entire armored columns become stationary targets for pre-registered artillery fires calculated to maximize equipment destruction and personnel casualties while minimizing German ammunition expenditure. Von der Heyt's tactical approach treats Allied logistical movement as industrial process, requiring systematic interdiction rather than military operation demanding tactical response. The roadblock mathematics demonstrates systematic preparation that transcends simple tactical planning into scientific warfare application. Von der Heyte selects 12 interdiction sites, spaced at intervals, designed to maximize Allied confusion while minimizing Wehrmacht response requirements. Each roadblock requires different tactical solutions, forcing British engineers to adapt procedures under direct German observation that enables Wehrmacht forces to anticipate Allied tactical responses with mathematical precision. German forward observers coordinate artillery fires on predetermined coordinates developed through months of systematic preparation, treating road clearance operations as target practice rather than tactical emergencies requiring improvised response. Allied engineering procedures become German tactical intelligence in real time, enabling Wehrmacht forces to orchestrate systematic destruction of Allied logistical capability. The first roadblock materializes at 0630 hours, September 18th, demonstrating German tactical sophistication that Allied intelligence completely failed to anticipate. A single Panzerfaust round from concealed position disables the lead Sherman tank of XXX Corps Advance Guard, blocking road movement for the entire armored column according to predetermined German tactical plan. Traffic backs up for 4.2 miles along the narrow causeway between flooded fields, creating target concentration that German artillery units engage with mathematical precision. German mortar teams, with coordinates pre-registered during months of preparation, drop concentrated fires on stationary vehicles trapped between water obstacles. The tactical mathematics become brutally simple. Eliminate one vehicle through precise engagement, destroy entire columns' tactical mobility through systematic interdiction. Allied engineers clear the first obstacle in 43 minutes, using specialized equipment and combat engineering procedures that German observers study for tactical intelligence purposes. Von der Heiter's teams destroy the road surface again at 085, 0947, 1134, and 1347 hours, using different tactical methods for each interdiction to prevent Allied tactical adaptation while testing German capability against Allied engineering response. German combat engineers demonstrate systematic approach to road denial that treats XXX Corps advance as engineering problem rather than military operation requiring tactical solution. Each interdiction represents scientific testing of German tactical procedures against Allied logistical capability, with results documented for tactical analysis and strategic assessment purposes. Final casualty mathematics provide quantitative demonstration of why the most intercepted operation in military history represents perhaps the worst intelligence failure in modern military operations when calculated across systematic preparation disparity. British losses total 1,485 killed and 6,414 wounded, captured or missing, from original force of 10,600 personnel committed to Arnhem operations, representing 75% casualties against German forces operating under complete intelligence advantage. German casualties approach 1,300 killed and wounded across all participating units, representing exchange ratios exceeding 8.1 in favor of prepared defenders with complete intelligence preparation and systematic tactical coordination. The mathematical disparity demonstrates systematic Allied intelligence failure rather than simple tactical defeat. The financial analysis reveals economic mathematics that approach obscene proportions when calculated across complete operational investment versus tactical results. Market Garden consumes Britain's strategic airborne reserve, representing approximately 2.3 billion in accumulated training costs, specialized equipment development, and operational preparation invested over 3 years of systematic capability development. German defensive operations cost approximately 840,000 Reichsmarks in ammunition expenditure, fuel consumption, equipment positioning, and logistical support for systematic Allied force destruction. The exchange rate approaches 2,700.1 in favor of intelligence-prepared defensive operations against Allied forces operating without adequate intelligence preparation or tactical coordination capability. But the strategic consequences extend beyond tactical defeat into systemic capability destruction that affects Allied strategic planning throughout remainder of European campaign. The most intercepted operation in military history eliminates Britain's strategic airborne forces, removes experienced parachute leadership from European theatre operations, and demonstrates conclusively that German defensive capabilities remain formidable despite strategic disadvantage across multiple theatre operations. Model's after-action reports to OKW emphasize systematic lessons rather than tactical celebration, documenting procedural advantages that enabled systematic Allied force destruction through superior preparation. Intelligence preparation created insurmountable tactical advantages through detailed knowledge of enemy intentions, capabilities, limitations, and operational procedures developed through months of systematic intercept analysis and tactical evaluation. The intelligence analysis reveals the most damaging truth about the most intercepted operation in military history when documented through post-war Allied investigation into systematic communications failure. German intercept capabilities during market garden planning and execution phases exceeded Allied estimates by mathematical factors approaching infinity, with Wehrmacht signal intelligence capabilities providing complete tactical transparency over Allied operational procedures. Post-operation interrogations of captured British officers revealed tactical assumptions that approach criminal negligence in intelligence preparation when compared against documented German capabilities and systematic preparation procedures. Allied intelligence estimated total German strength at 25,000 demoralized personnel across entire operational area, representing intelligence failure of catastrophic proportions. Actual German strength approached 85,000 combat-ready troops within 72 hours of initial contact, including mechanized units at near-full combat effectiveness with complete tactical intelligence and systematic preparation advantage. Allied planners assumed German response time of 7 to 10 days for significant reinforcement based on strategic assessment, suggesting Wehrmacht lacked organizational capability for rapid tactical response. The strategic assessment concludes with mathematical certainty that the most intercepted operation in military history should never have been attempted, given German intelligence capabilities and systematic defensive preparation documented through post-war Allied analysis. Allied operational success required tactical surprise, rapid objective seizure, and immediate relief through ground force advancement, according to predetermined tactical timeline. German intelligence eliminated tactical surprise through systematic communications, intercept during planning phases. Prepared defenses neutralized rapid objective seizure through systematic tactical coordination and overwhelming firepower advantage. Road interdiction prevented ground force relief through scientific application of traffic control procedures and systematic logistical destruction. The operational mathematics guaranteed Allied failure regardless of tactical execution quality, individual competence, or leadership excellence. The same headquarters radio equipment that initially captured Allied planning communications continues monitoring frequencies for strategic intelligence purposes throughout remainder of European campaign. But intercept traffic changes character from tactical coordination to strategic assessment as Allied forces withdraw behind established defensive lines and German units return to positions optimized for defensive operations. Model's final strategic assessment to OKW contains mathematical summary that defines operational results with precision enabling strategic propaganda utilization. Allied airborne capabilities eliminated through systematic application of superior intelligence preparation and coordinated defensive operations. Wehrmacht tactical competence demonstrated despite strategic disadvantage across European theater. The most intercepted operation in military history becomes documented proof that tactical excellence through intelligence superiority can overcome strategic disadvantage when systematic preparation meets operational opportunity through scientific application of professional military capabilities. The same radio that crackled with intercepted British plans now transmits final situation reports to Berlin, its frequencies carrying the mathematics of systematic destruction across the Dutch lowlands, where Montgomery's boldest gamble became Germany's most calculated victory. FM.